stars in a world made for him. A tall, cis, white, hetero male. Russell Brand is floating many theories to absolve the stain of accusations. I'll keep it to accusations. According to The Observer, will accusations dent Russell Brand's popularity with conspiracy theory fans? The comic, who has been accused of essay and emotional abuse and given support by Elon Musk and Andrew Tate, hints that a darker agenda is at play. This weekend's accusations that the comic and actor Russell Brand has committed serious essay crimes will test just how possible it is to knock the reputation of a celebrity who has always admitted to previous bad behavior and built up his fame on the strength of it. Like your boy Jimmy Savile. After all, this is someone who has openly joked with Jimmy Savile about getting together to have wrestling matches, let's call it, with young women. So just how vulnerable is the brand? Reaction to Channel 4's Dispatches documentary, Russell Brand in Plain Sight, may lead to the cancellation of the current tour of Bipolarization, his live theater show. But will it dent the performer's lucrative online popularity? It is a question that matters because the 48-year-old comedian and social commentator now has such a large international following for his daily Stay Free broadcasts, to say nothing of the millions of viewers of his regular posts on YouTube and his many TikTok and Instagram followers. Such a huge collective audience has already given Brand the support to push back against what he dismisses as, quote, rather baroque attacks, and allegations made in the TV documentary and the Sunday Times. In answer to allegations of SA, while at the peak of his fame more than a decade ago, he said, now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent, and I am being transparent about it now as well. We've seen the footage from Jimmy Fallon. Just because Catherine McPhee was polite and laughed and says now that it wasn't a problem, we saw what we saw. Speaking on Friday night from a studio in the grounds of his £4 million family home in Henley-on-Thames. Thames? I don't know how you pronounce that. Thames, I guess. But peep this. Old boy been trying to fundraise and beg for money. You live on a £4 million family home, estate. I don't know if you call it estate in the UK. In UK, estate means the projects, believe it or not. He added his own spin to the motivation behind the claims. Quote, to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Yeah, they gonna get your ass. What do you think is going on? The most serious accusations appear to date from a time after Brand claims to have beaten his addiction to substances and following a period of treatment for Smeg's addiction. According to the Sunday Times, back in 2007, he wrote in his autobiography, at one point about 5 years ago, I had a harem of about 10 women whom I would rotate in addition to one-night stands and random casual encounters. But shagging, incessant as it was, no longer seemed to have the required calming effect. Now, we know that a lot of what men do isn't even for their own gratification. It is to score points with other men, right? It's about the validation of other men. You see old skinny jeans, Andy Tate and his bro hopping up and down, playing, eating, rattlesnakes or whatever, hustling other men for $8,000 a year for their dubious online academies, right? And such, the apps that keep getting taken down. But it's ultimately a money hustle, right? How do you market, some tall, skinny dude of questionable humor, right? Oh, okay, make him a lad, make it Porky's, make it Howard Stern, it's Elaine, right? Just like, it doesn't matter if it's a postcard or it's audio or if it's video. Certain kinds of content is going to have a market because of people being interested in that subject matter. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's prurient, if it's further than R-rated, and it's kind of like lowest common denominator. It's easy to do if you are moderately known, maybe moderately talented, in my opinion. I like him fine, but all this mess, again, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Very nice to meet you one day, Mr. Jimmy Savile,
if you've got a sister, you could meet me by bringing her along.
I mean, I haven't got any sisters, but...
I don't usually meet fellas, but if you've got a sister, that's okay.
I've got a personal assistant called and part of her job description is that anyone I demand she greets, meets, massages, she has to do it. She's very attractive, Jimmy.
Well, that's a good start.
What kind of
start? You could send her along to do some research.
Would you like her to wear anything in particular, Sir Jimmy?
I'd actually prefer her to wear nothing.
Right. So you want my assistant to meet you naked? Okay. Well, that's not going to be a problem.